Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel for all your relationships, mindset and lifestyle balances. My name is Callie and today we'll be talking about how to deepen your relationship and connect better in your relationship. So, the things that I often see between my friends and people that I know and even people on the streets that are dating, it's often on the surface level, right? Even from a long-term relationship, married, been together for a long time, and it always seems to float on the surface. Not all relationships, but quite a lot of them don't seem to be able to go to a deeper and more connected part of relationship where they're loving, reliable, there's so much trust and they could tell everyone everything and just be honest with each other, right? And here are a few tips that I can give you so you can deepen your relationship and connect better in your relationship so you can last the test of time. So stay tuned. I'm going to go right into it now. So tip number one is don't go to bed with an argument. Right? Like you guys had a big argument, you guys had a big discussion, or you're fighting, whatever it is best to solve the problem before you go to bed. And I do remember mentioning this in other videos of mine as well. And this is actually really important because what happens is when you go to bed with an argument, of course, you're still thinking about it while you're sleeping. You find it harder to sleep as well. Not only that, you know, next morning someone goes to work, someone goes to their class, everybody dispatches and you don't talk about it, you don't resolve it, there's no solution and it's still there. You come home and you may be talking to each other, maybe still not so good with each other, and it stays like that when you don't talk about it, when you don't solve it, right? And next thing you know, it just gets swept under the carpet and, you know, a few years down the track or a few months down the track and you're having a discussion or argument again and boom, it all comes out all at once. Even it has nothing to do with the conversation that you're talking about now. It just explodes. So the earlier you can talk about it and solve it and really find solution to what the problem is and the issue you have at hand, the better it is for your relationship and the deeper you can connect, because now you understand where each other are coming from, right? You know, understand, okay, why did you get angry? Why are you frustrated? Let's talk about it, yeah? And then, of course, cool off for a bit and then come back and say, cool, this is what happened. I felt like this because of this. I wasn't too happy about this because of this, and just talk about it. You know, you are in a relationship together, right? And that's the thing, in relationship you have to talk about it. This leads me to the next one, and this is about communication. And I have also mentioned this in other videos as well, because communication is such a big thing. I see so many couples don't really communicate. Yeah, there's that casual talk about, you know, what's for dinner, are you going to the shops, are you coming home tonight, like very on that surface level, you know, how's your day? In terms of going deeper and really understanding from each other what's really happening, how they're feeling about at work, how is everything going in their world, to really understand them and you understand them as well and they understand you too. And the thing for you to do that is you actually have to start talking to each other and really get to that point to actually talk about it, right? Sit down, hey, you're like this, let's talk about it, what's really happening, so you can grow together and be connected and deepen the relationship. The more you know about them, the more you know what's happening in the world, the more you try to be involved and help and support and allow them to talk about it, the more you deepen the relationship, the more you connect in relationship. And the more often you do this in the relationship, the more amazing, the more expansive the relationship grows, right? So you can talk about anything like wealth, health, success, you know, everything about that to each other and with each other, so you both understand where each other are standing, instead of assuming this and assuming that, or maybe that, or maybe this. So this leads me to the next tip. And this is about sitting down and going through it and talking about it, actually sitting down, right? Not when someone is rushing through the door, having a bad day, not when, you know, when it's inappropriate time. It's actually, you know what, let's sit down, let's talk about it. This is a situation, and actually talk it through. Open up and really express what's really happening. I know for some people it is more difficult, and some people it's more easier. However, knowing that that's your partner, finding different ways and strategies and methods that really works with the other person, right? If it feels like you need to have a drink while you're doing this, okay. You know, if you feel like you got to wait until it's quieter time when they're more relaxed, that's what you do, you know. And it's basically finding a time where you actually have to talk, and actually sitting down and not screaming it across, not yelling it across, not, you know, doing while you're arguing and then screaming it out because I told you. That is not an appropriate way of when to do it, right? It's actually before all this explosion happens, or this argument, disagreement, actually sit down before it all happens, because you already know something's not right, right? Something's triggered you, or something about this person is just not them. Then it's about time to, hey, you want to sit down and have a chat about it, and just be open about it. You guys are partners, you guys are, you know, married, or you guys have been long-term relationship. However relationship is, you need to be open and, you know, to express with each other what is happening if you really want to get into the deeper and connected part of each other and in relationship. And this leads me to tip number 4, and this is about listening, right? Listening to each other. And this is so important because sometimes we have so much to say in return to what this person or your partner is trying to say, that we forget to actually listen, right? Because you're always thinking about what's next to talk about and to have a feedback or to give an opinion. Listening is one of the most valuable things that you can do in a relationship. You know, just sitting there with no feedback, with no nothing, and just openly listen to what this person has to say, right? And respect what they have to say. Even though you feel like you have, you know, it contradicts what you think, even if you feel like it's not to your values, however it is, be there and just listen, right? And just listen to what they're saying, you know, how they're feeling about it, what's really happening, what's really going on in the world, and how they feel about, you know, the situation, and just listen, right? And when the time is right, you can actually say, okay, you know, I'm going to have my say now, right? And then they in return will listen to you, so you can have all the time to express or to say what you need to say during that time about that event, and give your feedback on what was said, right? And then it's that mutual listening as well, that they listen to you, you listen to them, so you're all both being heard. Yeah, in a relationship it's about being heard, right? So when you understand each other, there's no assuming, there's no guesswork, there's no nothing, and you truly understand how the other person feels, what they're experiencing, and what's really going on in their mind, right? Not just, you know, oh yeah, I thought you didn't like that. Oh, I think that wasn't right for you. Oh, I assume you did that. Like, it's all actually spoken and communicated to the other person, and both are actually listening. So with this, you can actually really, really deepen your relationship and connect in relationship, because, you know, you're open now and you're expressing to each other, so you can really understand each other and share those moments and your whole self to the other person, not hidden parts of you and only express, you know, what you feel like is appropriate to the other person. No, every part of you is open to this person because you love this person, you want to be with this person, and you want to be forever in a relationship, right? And to be forever, you have to be open and honest and respectful and be there for the other person, and the other person be there for you. And this takes me to the next tip. To really deepen your relationship and really connect, you guys have to work together. Working together as a couple, as a partner, as friends, as everything. Both of you have to work together to make it work, right? If it's only one-sided, or if it's only your opinion, it doesn't really work like that, right? To really deepen, you guys need to connect as one person and a unit to actually go, you know what? This is what we want to do. Let's aim for this. Let's work on this together. I know this wasn't right. I know we argue about that. I know I apologize for this. However it is, come together and work on something that you guys both know that it will work, and then work on it together. You know, working together is such a big thing, you know, because you guys are partners for life. You know, if you don't work together and you don't, you know, synchronize everything together, how would the relationship work? Yeah, it takes two to tango, right? So making sure it's working between the both of you and working together towards the same goal and having the same goal, right? Yes, you can still have your independence and doing the things that you want to do, but as a couple and also as a couple, there's certain things that you guys want to reach in your relationship as well, and working on that together to deepen your relationship and have that better connections, because now you're a team and working towards a goal. So all the tips that I mentioned above, like, you know, communicating, sitting down and really discussing it and being open about it and really working together as one in relationship is very important if you really want a deeper and connected relationship, right? And it's actually necessary to have an amazing relationship, a loving relationship with so much trust and honesty that there's no need to lie, there's no need to be misleading, there's no need to be, you know, sneaking around or anything, because you know the other person will understand what's really happening in your world and what's really, you know, going on, because you're truthful and you're honest, and, you know, and you just told them everything, right? There's no assuming, there's no guesswork. So stay tuned with me, because next week I'm going to be talking about self-sabotage. So you feel like you're in a relationship and you feel like you're the one who's really bringing all these past experiences or all these behaviors, and you don't know how to deal with them, and you still want your relationship to work, you still want all your successes to work. However, you feel like you're actually sabotaging yourself every time something amazing is actually happening or something is actually working. So stay tuned with me. Next week I'll be talking about self-sabotage and what's really happening when you do that and how to actually solve it. Yeah, so click on my subscribe button and notification button and share this video with people that you feel like can benefit them, or your family, friends, and just share with them so they could be aware of what they could do too. And comment below if you feel like, you know, you need to add some comments here and actually explain, you know what, I'm in the same boat, this is what's really happening, and just tell me what's going on in your relationship. Do you feel like what I've been talking about resonates with you, right? So just comment below. And I've got some, in my description below, I've got some links, I've got some freebies, and just click on those links and then I'll lead you to the right freebies and right videos for you, right? So thanks for checking in with me. My name is Callie, and I'll see you next time.